Here's Mr. Kevin O'Sullivan.
Hello.
Normally that sort of bit of delay before you is because you can't open your laptop on time. But look, here you are.
I have so much trouble with my laptop, I thought I'd better come in personally.
Oh, it's great to have you here. I mean, there's really just one story in town today. I mean, there's lots of stories in town, but there's one that's really dominating the airways for us right now because people are rightfully shocked and horrified by the fact that we've become a Britain that's descended into saying Jews can't go to Birmingham.
This is, in my view, by West Midlands Police and the Birmingham Council Safety Advisory Board, or whatever the hell they're called. I think this is an anti-Semitic decision. If it was Palestine United, I know, difficult concept, I know, but if it was Palestine United or Gaza Athletic who were playing, the West Midland Police would allow them to come, the away fans to come. We know that, it's obvious. And I heard you saying that you can't really blame Aston Villa. Well, they're not at the centre of this decision, and of course it's difficult for Aston Villa if the police say we can't guarantee. Let's tell it like it is. We can't guarantee the safety of Jews if they come to your ground. Aston Villa are put in a difficult position, but my view is this is a moment. This is a big moment in British history. I think Aston Villa should take a stand. I think Maccabi Tel Aviv should take a stand. Both clubs should say to the Europa League and to the West Midlands Police and to the Safety Advisory Board, if you do not allow the Israeli away fans to come into Villa Park, we will not play this match. It's really important, this. And I don't want to hear Keir Starmer. I mean, for a moment this story broke when I was on air last night and the switchboard erupted. And I want to pay tribute to Aston Villa fans. They were furious. Three Aston Villa fans phoned me up to say I will be handing in my season ticket tomorrow. So tribute to the Aston Villa fans who are as disgusted by this as the rest of us. Now, I don't want to hear the Prime Minister saying this is the wrong decision. What are you going to do?
Do something.
What
you
are
the Prime Minister.
This is a key moment, Alex. This is a key moment. You know, we've found this hate preacher, this Islamic preacher from Birmingham who was in Amsterdam a few weeks ago saying when the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans come to Birmingham, we must show them no mercy.
Yeah, I've got the clip. I've got the clip.
We safeguard the vulnerable from any type of exploitation. That is the character of a Muslim, who has a Muslim as a rahmah. Remember, rahmah is in its place. It's in its place. When the Tel Aviv fans come to Birmingham in a few weeks, we will not show them rahmah in Birmingham.
What does he mean by that?
That means mercy. We won't show the visiting Israeli fans any mercy, any hospitality. We will make their life hell. Now, it is true that wherever Tel Aviv fans, Maccabi Tel Aviv fans go, as we saw last year in Amsterdam, they tend to be assaulted and attacked by pro-Palestine hooligans. But that makes it all the more important that they should be protected and they should be allowed to do what other football fans are allowed to do, and that is follow their team around the world. This is a really important issue. And West Midland Police, it's your job to protect them. Don't tell us you can't protect them. Don't tell us you can't guarantee their safety, because every week in the Premier League there are lots and lots of away fans going to games where the games are local derbies, they're very contentious, violence can easily erupt. They're able to protect the safety of fans in those circumstances. They can do it. But
this goes much deeper and it's much darker, because I remember Amsterdam a year ago. I remember the scenes. I did a huge piece on my Substack about it, where I had got access to some of the encrypted conversations that were being had between people going on a Jew hunt. That they were coordinated, that they were bussed in, that this guy is basically already, that imam has put out a call to action, saying if they come here...
To hell with him, to hell with him.
To prison with him.
Yeah. You know, in terms of the Amsterdam scenes that we saw, which were shocking, of course that was first written up that Jewish fans arrived in Holland and went on the rampage. What happened was they arrived in Holland and they were attacked
But yeah, the waiting, prepared, marauding
and that's what
hordes.
happens to them everywhere they go. So the implication, or that somehow these people are troublemakers, they're not.
Oh, but this is what they always do.
They
always do the grievance politics. That is the main narrative and playbook of an Islamist, is to say we're the victim and they're the aggressor. Therefore, that justifies our violence against them. That is exactly their playbook that they always use. And what is sending a chill down my spine is actually, I think West Midlands Police are probably right on this, because that lot, those horrible people with those sick, twisted medieval ideologies, do have the ability to phone up everybody around the country and bust them in. You saw when the Manchester airport thugs were initially arrested, and you've got about, you know, a gathering of about 100 of them all standing there with their placards shouting and threatening outside the police station. You saw how they did when it came to the Batley school teacher. They are able to mobilise their followers, their acolytes around the country to all come and be a pretty scary force. And I remember as well, not long ago, the attacks on the synagogue. You know, even the synagogues in New York had to go into lockdown. Everyone thought that this was going to be a big mass coordinated attack. You had the SAS in a helicopter going around. You know, this was taken seriously, because I think when it comes to the intelligence agencies, the security services and the police, they realise actually now the threat is huge.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't think West Midlands Police are right. I think they're profoundly wrong. This is, as I say, a key point in British history, and what the police are for is to enforce basic human freedoms. And these people coming from Tel Aviv to support their team, that is a basic human right, and it is the police's job to allow them to pursue their basic human rights. And by saying, oh, well, we can't really do that, what the West Midlands Police are effectively leading the charge in saying, well, from now on, we can't really keep Jews safe in this country.
I would like to see the people behind this actually having their collars felt. It's one thing if West Midlands Police suddenly go, we don't think we've got the capacity in our force to be able to hold back the tidal wave of evil that is going to all descend upon Birmingham. And Birmingham is a city, when you look at the demographics now, at least 30% of the population of Birmingham is Muslim, and of those 30%, I don't know what percentage have these barbaric views.
In Handsworth.
Well, there you go.
96%.
But they're able to mobilise. But we've seen this before. We saw this during the riots when the police turned round and said to the Muslims coming out of the mosque, go on, lads, put your weapons back in there. Like, don't cause any trouble, please. I think that now we've got to a stage where the people who need to be protecting us against terrorists and extremists are the very ones who are scared of them.
Yeah, and let's talk about these Islamists. Let's talk about that idiot in Amsterdam saying we can't show the Israelis any mercy. Let's talk about this culture. Today, these chilling, sinister pictures have arrived from Kabul. The Taliban are staging their favourite national sport, massive stadiums full of people witnessing executions. A guy who apparently murdered a man and his 8 months pregnant wife obviously deserves punishment, but this is the way they do it, the Taliban. This is the way these devout Muslims do this in that country, that benighted country. They fill a stadium with people like the Roman gladiator, and then the victims stand on the back of a truck with a gun and they shoot the perpetrators through the back of the head. I'm not saying those perpetrators don't deserve punishments, but that is Neanderthal. That is dinosauric. We've got to do something about these people, because that culture is infesting this country.
Well, this
now.
is it. We learned just the other day, didn't we, that the Taliban are providing letters to people in Afghanistan to come and invade this country by going, you know, dear Mohammed, we're after you because of your social media, love the Taliban. Pay about 200 quid for that, pay top price, and you get, dear Mohammed, we're going to kill you and your family, love the Taliban. And then they get to come into here because they just put, somehow their passports have all gone, but they've kept that lovely little special printed out letter in a nice plastic wallet as they get in their dinghies and cross the channel and go, oh, look, I should live here now.
Love the Taliban, yeah.
Love the Taliban. And they are infiltrating. We are in such a big mess because we need to be turning around and going, no, absolutely not. And instead we're going, do you want a four-star hotel?
Our friend in Amsterdam, our hate preacher in Amsterdam, for that is what he is. He went on after saying, show the Israelis no mercy when they come to Birmingham. He went on to sort of outline exactly what a wonderful religion Muslims are. You know, we care about people. Everybody is equal under Allah. Oh, unless you happen to be a woman. You know, unless you happen to be a woman over the age of 12 in East London last last weekend who fancied going on the local mosque fun run because women over the age of 12 were banned because they are regarded as second-class citizens upon whom we are not even allowed to look. This is medieval claptrap.
It's sick.
Medieval claptrap.
It's sick and it's evil, and unfortunately all the establishment seems to be doing is messing around at the edges to try and control this. It is good though, we've got some breaking news. Apparently Palestine Action's co-founder, no, it's not good news actually, can proceed with a High Court challenge against the government over the group's ban as a terror organisation. The Court of Appeal has ruled as it has dismissed a Home Office appeal. But it's bad news. So actually Palestine Action's co-founder is now going to take the government to court, us will be paying for that, to say that they shouldn't be prescribed because all the lefty lawyers, they love it.
And do you know what the result of that case will be? The ban will be lifted. This will be a deal between the judge, the court and the government, because the government is in a right fix over this. You know, I'm probably besmirching the judge there, but this is the way this works in Starmer's Britain. The courts do the government's bidding, and I bet you they overturn the Palestine Action ban. I'll guarantee you.
I don't even, you know, I feel I need to start investing in some hijabs and some burqas and some prayer mats right now.
Yeah,
because I feel like the writing's on the wall and it goes from right to left.
Yeah. And
I can't read it, unfortunately. But no, it is shocking. And then on top of all of this, what we have as well, when we're talking about, you know, dear Mohammed, you're in trouble, love the Taliban, and now look, a terrorist is in the country. And we know that plenty of people who have come into the country both legally and illegally share the sentiments of some of these malign hostile states. But we just have a Home Office that is failing to do anything about this.
Yeah, exactly right. By the way, we learnt today that the one-in, one-out scheme at the Home Office, there are 12 civil servants running it. 12? It's ridiculous. But when you say about the Taliban making money selling these silly love letters, oh, the Taliban threatened to kill me. Oh, OK, you can stay here forever, have some benefits. Here's a free house. Mainly, the Taliban make money by selling the world heroin. That's what they mainly do.
Well, yeah, no, it used to. They sell a lot of drugs. They do the heroin, but actually they've realised that people trafficking makes even more cash than the business of false documents. The people trafficking, actually, you know, moving people from one country to another, now providing the special letters. And actually, we need to pay attention to them. It's all very going, oh, Taliban, that is so like 2002. No, it is so 2025, because when the Americans pulled out, they left a massive cache of weapons, about 50,000 arms.
Yeah.
And have you seen what they're up to now? The Taliban, so armed are they, so emboldened are they, they've been lying in wait and building their caliphate in Afghanistan with Al-Qaeda 2.0, who terrify me to the bone.
Yep.
They are now big enough and scary enough that they're launching a war against Pakistan. They started invading Pakistan and nuclear power, for crying out loud. Well, they're not just sitting there growing some poppies.
Yeah. I mean, we are reaching sort of critical mass here, a crisis point in terms of the Islamification of Britain. You know, you have to say, I know this sounds like a cliche, but you have to say at this point, because it's right, that most Muslims are decent, ordinary people like the rest of us, just trying to keep a roof over their head, feed the kids, you know, and get through life like the rest of us. But there is this extremist clique, a very noisy, powerful extremist clique who mean us harm. They want to take us over, and they're winning because we have an establishment, a political establishment that are terrified of them. Why did Keir Starmer recognise Palestine? Because he wants the Muslim vote. Why hasn't he, 5 months after saying there will be an inquiry, a public inquiry into the worst sex scandal in British history, the rape gang scandal, why hasn't it started? Oh, we can't find the chairman. I mean, you can't find a chairman who won't be nice to Muslims.
This is the thing. If we're talking about the fact that, I mean, there's been a recent attitude survey done on the British Muslim population. About 30 to 40% of them would support Sharia law in Britain.
Exactly right.
But which is still a significant proportion, but that does mean 60 to 70% do not. But the problem is, it's a bit like cancer. You wouldn't find a couple of cancer cells and go, it's just a couple of cells, the rest of the body's healthy. You have to get it out before it metastasises. And what is happening is, it's very clear it is metastasising. And that this small entity of the extremists, backed by foreign money, largely part of the Muslim Brotherhood network are using their influences, setting up shell companies, charities, these sort of, the community leaders that you love so much, faith schools, sports clubs, all the rest of it. And
by the
they
way,
are...
one more thing, 85 Sharia councils.
Right.
And these are basically 85 Sharia law courts. They don't sort of sit in judgment about thievery, but they sit in judgment about everything. 85.
But they are now grooming and
coming.
radicalising the Muslim population in this country. And when you see, when you've got these pro-Gaza MPs saying, oh, we've got a petition, don't let the Jews come, and then it comes to pass, you realise they know how to play the game.
Exactly right.
Right, we're going to take a short break now. You're going to stay in for the calls after the break?
Why not?
Yeah, there
hey,
you go.